All right, so the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, will be making his long-awaited return to boxing because this is the 5th time that the man has come out of retirement. He's still only 37 years old. He's still 6'9", and he's still only got 2 losses on his record. And of course, to the greatest heavyweight of this generation, the one and only Oleksandr Usyk. Now, Fury is coming out of retirement and he's taking on Arslanbek Makhmudov. I think that's how you say it. Oh, no, pardon me. Arslanbek Makhmudov. I don't know too much about the guy. I do know with a quick look, he's 21-2. He's 36 years old. He's 6'6", and out of his 21 wins, he has 19 knockouts. He was last in action against David Allen in October 2025 when he won a decision. Now, this will be going down at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's going to be a massive crowd in attendance, and this is a great fight for Tyson Fury. I don't know too much about his opponent, but we're going to talk about Tyson Fury. We're going to talk about why he came back. We're going to talk about John Fury because, as always, no man alive, no fighting man can beat me, right? Proper fighting man. John Fury has been losing the plot again.
I'm afraid of no man.
Going mental at Carl Froch.
And get that Carl Froch here. Look here, the ultimate male.
Who came out and gave a response, a retort, and actually challenged him to misfits. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Anthony Joshua and how Anthony Joshua kind of inspired Tyson Fury when they had that tragic accident in Nigeria. So, Tyson Fury says that he's coming back to make boxing great again. This is the actual quote. I'm coming back for one reason only, to make boxing great again. Since I stopped boxing a year ago, boxing has gone on a downward slope. It's become quite boring. Boxing is at its maximum when Tyson Fury is actively fighting. I didn't say that. ChatGPT said that. And in fact, let's see what he says. Can you tell me when boxing is at its maximum potential?
Boxing is at its most intense when 2 top-level fighters are evenly matched and both have a lot at stake. Whether it's a world title...
No. But in regards to Tyson Fury, is Tyson coming back? Is that when it's at its maximum potential?
Oh, I see what you mean. Boxing is often at its most intense when it involves someone like Tyson Fury, especially when he's in a high-stakes bout. A big, motivated Tyson Fury, fully fit, prepared, and with something to prove, yeah, that's when it feels like the sport is absolutely electric.
And ChatGPT there, to be fair, is correct. It is electric when we've got personalities like Tyson Fury. Not only the personality, of course, the boxing ability that he has. Remember, as I said, the only person to beat him was Oleksandr Usyk, right? In 2 good fights, right? He didn't get stopped, he didn't get knocked out, but he definitely lost those fights and he retired. Now, we know he's done this a bunch of times and he's come out of retirement when he was 400 pounds before.
I got started back training again 5 weeks ago. Doing really well with that. And I just look forward to putting 2017 in my rearview mirror.
His own wife, Paris, said that he was too fat to make a comeback, and it was very inspirational to see all the challenges that Tyson Fury had to overcome.
Beat everybody with a fat belly. Never been any different. Never made any odds before. Why should it make any odds today?
He's got a record of 34 wins, 2 losses. Of course, those 2 losses to Oleksandr Usyk in his last 2 fights. He did have that 1 draw against Deontay Wilder as well. So he's coming back. He's taking on this Makhmudov fella, who I don't know much about him, but it's probably going to be a good stylistic matchup for Tyson Fury. He's doing this, by the way, with no training camp. That is correct. He did an interview. He was talking to some boxing pundits, and Lennox Lewis, the great Lennox Lewis, was there as well. And he said, I'm having no training camp. I don't need a training camp. In fact, let's listen to Tyson Fury.
Just a word as well on the training team in terms of who will be in your corner come fight night. Your dad is going to be around and he's going to be there, but they did say
John Fury's going to be around. Oh, yes.
On the top table, you might be adding to your team. Can you give us any more insight into that?
I'm like Club Lang. I'm going to train alone.
Train alone for this one, and that is the plan.
I'm going to train alone.
Well, he's been through it so many times, he knows what to do.
What you doing, sucker?
Is that how you feel?
I know how to do it. I know how to go 12 rounds. I know how to push myself when I need to. I don't know how to take a rest when I need to.
So yeah, there's Tyson Fury saying he knows what to do. He's been through it. He's been at the top of the mountain. He's been the linear champion, the world champion, and he's one of the biggest names in British boxing, even though he retired. And he's right. And Lennox Lewis is right. You do know how to train. You do learn a thing about boxing. But you do need trainers. You do need cornermen. You do need your mascot, John Fury, in the corner, because you want to go through this journey in life with the boys, with with the team, with the camaraderie. That's the one thing I miss about the fight game more than anything, being in the gym with the team. But also, from a technical standpoint, you need coaches. You need coaches watching you sparring. You need coaches pointing out your bad habits. You need coaches telling you when you're being lazy. And you need coaches telling you when you need to pull back a bit and maybe you're overdoing it, okay? Now, Tyson, of course, is very, very experienced, and he will have padmen, he will have trainers. So that's just a nice little bit of a clip there. I fully assume that he's going to have a big training camp on board. Now, we did also speak about Anthony Joshua and that nasty incident that happened kind of recently in Nigeria, where Anthony Joshua was involved in a really bad car crash, and two of his very, very close friends and trainers sadly, very sadly, passed away. And the crazy thing about that, if you recall, was that Anthony Joshua was actually sat in the seat where one of them died and was uncomfortable or something, so he wanted to change the seat, and then the car crash happened. I mean, oh my God, it's just awful what Anthony Joshua had to go through. And of course, RIP and sincere condolences to both the men that lost their lives, and of course their whole families. Just an awful business. But Tyson Fury looked at that and it kind of inspired him, because he said tomorrow might never come. I suppose the biggest turning point in this comeback was the tragedy that happened with Anthony Joshua. Life is very, very short and precious and very fragile, and anything can happen at any given moment. You should never put things off until tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised to anybody. And that is true words, okay? Don't put things off in life. If you want to do something, go out there and do it, okay? Don't sit around until you're older and you're retired to think you're going to go travel the world or whatnot, because when you're older, you're going to be old and you're not going to have the energy. Do it right now, because as Tyson said, and as Anthony Joshua sadly found out, tomorrow is not promised. And I understand Tyson's point here. It's like, hold on a minute, I'm 37 years old. Okay, I've still got it. I'm still very much in my prime. And he has got a point when he says he wants to make boxing great again, because the biggest thing that happened in boxing last year was Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, for crying out loud. Yes, Jake Paul showed balls. He stepped in a ring for £50 million against Anthony Joshua, okay? Would you step in a ring with Anthony Joshua, dance around, shoot double leg takedowns and get your jaw broken for 50 million quid, and then have every man and their dog swinging off your balls going, man, the guy was so brave? Of course you would. 50 million quid. It's a lot of dough. Then you could argue that Jake Paul didn't need that money, and he didn't, but he did want to get the respect for stepping in there, and he did show some bravery and some courage, I guess, stepping in there, but he didn't really stand there and go toe to toe. The 1 minute he did, and when Anthony Joshua finally cracked him with a good shot, he broke his jaw. Anyway, not trying to hate on Jake Paul, just speaking the facts of the matter and how Tyson Fury wants to come back because he wants to make boxing great again. And speaking of Anthony Joshua, that's the fight that's got to happen. He is correct. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, and you want to be involved in the biggest fights possible if you are a professional fighter, a prize fighter. And the people all in Tottenham Hotspur, right, they're all going to be very, very excited when they see this guy show up, Makhmudov, Arslanbek Makhmudov versus Tyson Fury. They're going to be happy because Tyson Fury is fighting again. But make no mistake, the fight that they all want to see is Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. And now that he's back out of retirement again, hopefully he goes out, he wins this fight. I wish him the best. May the best man win, of course, right? But let's assume Tyson Fury wins. The next fight has got to be Anthony Joshua. That is, of course, if Anthony Joshua does ever come back to the ring. What he went through there, losing two friends, two trainers, just being involved in something like that. Maybe he doesn't feel the need to box anymore. Maybe he's like come so close to dying, he's like, I'm going to do other things with my life, because he doesn't need the money. And of course, as we know, Anthony Joshua, he's lost a few as well recently. But that will be the big fight. That's the fight that everyone wants to see. But if you're Islam Makhachev, the greatest lightweight fighter from the UFC, to get back to the MMA world for a second, because that's why you watch this channel, Islam Makhachev wants to see Anthony Joshua start wrestling.
In a video, you and Anthony Joshua were talking about your probably most famous sentence, most famous quote. 2 or 3 years to Dagestan, and everybody.
Yeah, he showed me, he told me,
yeah.
I want to make t-shirts.
Make t-shirts?
And I said, I'll tell him, yeah, okay, I will give you approval. You can make it. And you have to also come to Dagestan to improve your wrestling. This guy is huge, big, very good striking, one of the best boxer in the world. If this big guy improve his wrestling, can you imagine how how good he's gonna be in MMA.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he would be a force in MMA, and any kind of guy that has the athletic prowess that an Anthony Joshua or even a Tyson Fury, you send them to Dagestan for 2 or 3 years, yeah, you're going to get better at wrestling. But neither of these guys are thinking about wrestling. They're thinking about the sweet science, the squared circle, the art of boxing. Simple as that. Now, I said we were going to talk about John Fury. No man alive, right? John Fury, of course, when Tyson Fury's boxing, he's somewhere close in the vicinity. He will be causing a scene. And the other day, Carl Froch was under attack by John Fury. John Fury lost the absolute plot.
Run like a bitch! Like I'm afraid of any man that walks. I'm afraid of no man, only God Almighty. And I'm here to prove it to you all. Because when they mention John Fury's name, what do they do? Run like friggin' bitches, Carl Froch. Run like a bitch, Carl Froch. Don't talk about me.
So as we see, there's John Fury. I'm not afraid of no man, only God Almighty, and I'm here to prove it all. It's sure hard. Put some respect on my name, because when you mention John Fury's name, what do? Run like a bitch, right? Carl was not running like a bitch. He was standing there doing his job, right? And John Fury was absolutely losing the plot. Carl Froch has come out and basically said, the guy's embarrassing. What are you doing? What are you playing at? Of course, this is not the first time we've seen this from John Fury. He did famously headbutt one of Oleksandr Usyk's teammates when they fought leading up to the fight. He was going mental. A bunch of people at a Misfits event. He was headbutting the glass and all kinds of stuff. The man is 60 years old. He's calling out Carl Froch. Carl Froch said, you know what? Mams Taylor, Misfits, let's do this. Let's see if you're willing to put your money where your mouth is.
Put some respect on your own name. Grow a set of knackers. You said you're afraid of no man but God. And me and you can do it.
Right, John Fury had a few boxing fights. He did have a little bit of a losing record, but apparently undefeated on the streets. And I'm sure the man would be a problem for a lot of people, but is he going to take this matchup against Carl Froch? Probably not. John Fury is 60 years old, and Carl Froch was a great boxer. Hasn't boxed since 2014. But anyway, John Fury, I love it when he's doing this stuff. If it was my dad, I might be a little bit embarrassed, but as a fan of the sport and the spectacle and all the rest of it, and Tyson Fury coming back, boxing is a better place with Tyson involved. I wish him the best of luck in his fight against Makhmudov. I hope that he fights Anthony Joshua down the line. Let me know, who do you think wins that fight? And John Fury, don't change. Keep doing what you're doing, because it's absolutely hilarious. But anyway, there's a little video for you today on some of the stuff that's going on in the heavyweight boxing world. Tyson Fury is here to make boxing great again. I'm all for it. Fair play. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, ring the bell. See you soon.